Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are after market close on Tuesday, March 12th. We're going to take a look at Zim today. So with earnings coming up, I thought we'd come and take a look and see where Zim might catch some support or resistance, whether it booms or busts off of earnings, and of course, some levels that it might sort of pin itself to if it does move relatively sideways. So I tried to put in enough levels to give us enough on either end of the spectrum and not clutter the chart too much in the meantime. So hopefully that's relatively accomplished here. That said, there may develop some more granular levels in between these. Some of them are quite spread out percentage-wise. And so just be aware, I tried to pull in what I felt were the strongest levels, not necessarily every single little minute level along the way, because it becomes hard to cover ground from $8 to $15 and cover a bunch of ground. So strongest levels as far as I see them. Now support on the downside, if it does dip a little bit, 1128, it's very close to where it is right now. So if it has a larger reaction, unlikely that it'll just stop there, but we'll see. But if it goes relatively sideways, that may be the case. Again, relatively sideways, but up, may look at something like the $12 level. Nice psychological level there. If it does continue then to climb, either just based off of the earnings initially or in the coming days and weeks, 1260, 1354, 1441, and 1541 all look strong to me. Now, if it dips and loses that 1128, 1059, 984, 913, and 824 all look like they could come into play to me. Now, on the think or swim side of things, we do see here a brief trigger and fire. Didn't really do anything, and then it re-triggered and refired and also didn't do anything. So kind of a lackluster showing lately with the TTM squeeze indicator. The other end of that is back here when it triggered and fired. That was nice. It was triggering right as it was pinned to the mid-range of the channel, fired, and that called out, that was a really good call. That called out a move from about mid sevens all the way up to like double that, like 15. So really good call by the TTM squeeze indicator there. Not sure what this is all about. Maybe just some sort of trepidation heading into earnings where it sort of looks as though the right components are in place for a trigger and fire and a large move, but because there is just general pause for investors by and large because they're waiting to see what the earnings report says, that may account for some of this. Now, it has stayed relatively channel bound since this big move. Was trying to pin itself to the mid-range again, lost that recently, but, didn't have anything sort of crazy happen. It fell just shy of needing to use the lower bound of the channel as support and has come back up and, today tried to sort of approach the mid-range, fell just short of that. So it's just kind of hanging out below the mid-range of the channel. Has plenty of room to move in either direction. So this gives us some additional levels as well. If it does dip, we have this level here on 1109. We have this lower bound here at 1033. We have the mid-range, of course, at 1185. And if it rises, 1261 is that band of the channel, and 1338 is the upper bound. So obviously, if it falls below about 1030, if it rises above about 1330, more, give or take a few cents there, then we could see some action outside of the channel again. So we'll see if it's able to stay within or if it kind of moves out, but it still is, from this move, wide-ish channel. It's not as compressed as it was back here, but it is certainly moving in that direction. So we'll see, what earnings sort of contributes to that formation. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week has been going well. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.